back to my channel, and as y'all can tell by the title, today we're gonna do a video that's a little bit different from the two on my page. We're gonna do a story time, y'all, and today I'm gonna talk about my terrible roommate experience. I don't say terrible, but she had to go. So, well, somebody had to go. So yeah, so for me to actually get to it, I have to start, like, see, for y'all to know how we became roommates, I gotta start from the beginning. But I will say, y'all, okay, like the end of the story, y'all might be like, it really wasn't like a crazy roommate story, but to me, I felt like I was unnecessary, and I really wanted to unalive this lady. So yeah, I feel like it's a good story time, so I'm about to get into it. So I was about to get my first apartment, and the school, the college I went to, you know, they have college like apartments, college housing around the school. So of course most people stay there who go to the school. So I stayed in one of the apartment complexes around the school. It's like 5 of them. So if you went to school down there, then you know what I'm talking about. But it's like 5 apartment complexes, and of course I stayed in one of the ones surrounding the school. So I was supposed to be rooming with somebody I knew, but something ended up happening, and it was just like a whole kind of like, I signed up for the bigger room. They put me in the smaller room, and I was like, no, I had the bigger room. So she was like, okay, well, at first she said they didn't have one, and I was just like, dang. But then she was like, oh, we found one, but you have a different roommate, da 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 da. I'd be like, okay, cool, because really the size of the room was the big thing for me. Like, I want my room to be the size that I'm paying for. So I ended up getting the room, but like I said, it was a couple stipulations that came with it. I would not have the same roommate, and in fact I would have an older roommate who was 25. I was staying with the grandma. Mind you, I'm 20, so for me, 20 to 25, for us to be staying with each other on the same level of life, I feel like that's like but then again, things happen. But then again, how she is, I just think honestly, you get in what you put in, and she wasn't putting in shit, so she get what she get. So yeah, so the age gap was already kind of like a red flag for me, because it's just like, why is you 25 staying in college housing? Are you in school? So, but I was just like, you know, whatever. And when I saw my parents, they kind of was just like, 25. I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay. And my daddy kind of, I remember my dad telling my mama like something like, oh, this gonna kind of like, it's gonna be a shock or something like that. I guess because he was saying because the age different or whatever. So fast forward, we about to move in. I move in. Oh, no. First off, y'all, I did text her before I moved in. You know, like, hi, I'm your roommate type thing. If my old iPhone screen is terrible, but if I can somehow get it to screenshot the messages and send to my phone, I'm gonna answer the goddamn messages. But basically I text her saying, you know, hey, I'm your roommate, basically. And I really didn't like how she responded anyway. For one, she was like, I have an Android, or I don't have social media or something, because, you know, I'm trying to see who this girl is. So she's like, I don't have no social media. And so I'm just like, 25, no social media, something wrong. That was another red flag. I'm like, something wrong, but whatever. So that was that. Fast forward to moving day. Moving day, y'all, she was not there. And actually, me and my family had just got off a cruise, came from Florida back to South Carolina, and I literally got my stuff and drove to where I was going to school at, so that I can move in all that one day. So my parents had come that day. They came the following day, and that's when my roommate ended up coming. So when me and my sister went to go move my stuff in, we noticed it's a lot of stuff. The stove had a pan, like a cookie sheet pan on there. It was, I think I recorded dishes on the sink. I also recorded a video, y'all, so I'm gonna insert that in too, because y'all know, people think y'all be lying. I'm insert that in too. So it was dishes in the sink, food on the counter, crumbs on the counter. And keep in mind, I'm like 25, but you look up there with a 2-year-old. So me and my sister like, and my sister is 5 years younger than me. So I'm 20, she's 15. So a 15-year-old was like, ew. Then you know you kind of living bad. So like, what you doing? What you doing? So I'm like, I ain't gonna trip. I'm just like, whatever. So move stuff in or whatever. And that was that. Well, that's all that really pertains to this story. So that was that. Boom, fast forward next day. So my parents came down, they had me move. Throughout us finishing moving the big things that I couldn't fit in my car into the apartment, she ended up coming in. I think we was in my room at that point, but we heard the door opening. So yeah, so we went and we introduced ourselves, and yeah. So when I first see her, I'm just like, wow, okay. So, you know, we just like, hey, you know, my name is this, you know, hey, my parents, hey, yeah. Then she went in the room. So that was fine, that was cool, that was fun, that was dandy. And she actually ended up, I think, going out of town that same week. So she was gone for a few days. So of course, yeah, I was good. I'm like, you know, she really never here, you know, okay, we good. And she also told me up front that she doesn't really be home because she's always doing something, or she working, or she just don't be home. So I'm just like, oh, that's perfect. I gotta remember, I gotta see all the time. That works for me. Fast forward to, I would say maybe 2 weeks later, maybe a week and a half later. I just know it was later, and it wasn't too long after I had moved in. So y'all, I go to the kitchen, and I think I was looking for my ranch, y'all, my ranch. And I was just like, you know, we need to, like, oh, y'all skip that part. I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention for one. But went into the kitchen, and I think I was looking for my ranch, or maybe I know I had bought ranch, and I opened the cabinet and my stuff wasn't there. So I'm like, look at my phone, y'all. Text message from roommate. Hey, hope you don't mind. I took your ranch, I'll bring it back. Okay. So me, I'm the person, if you telling me I took it, hope you don't mind, that's just basically you saying, yeah, I took this, yeah. You basically like, yeah, I took it, hope you don't mind. You didn't ask, you just took it. So for me, that was an issue. But I also know sometimes being an Aries, we could be a smidge dramatic. So if you know me, you know. I hit my daddy up. I'm like, daddy, I'm like, this girl like took my ranch, and you know, like she just took it and texted me and said, you know, I took your ranch, I hope you don't mind. He like, do what? I said, yeah. He like, oh no, you knit that in the bud right there. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So he like, knit that in the bud right now. Text her and let her know y'all need to talk. So I texted her and I was like, hey, we need to talk ASAP. So what did she do? I think she was like, she'll be home, either she just, I can't remember, y'all. This happened in 2019, it's 2021. But I have to, like I said, I got the messages. But basically it was like kind of like a, okay, like a, all right, or either she didn't respond. But I'm not, can't remember right now, but it'll come full circle in like 2 seconds, y'all. So I told my dad that, and he's just like, yeah, nip that in the bud. So I'm like, okay. Another situation that came up with the girl was, y'all, she was in the room, and if y'all ever came, well, not y'all, but friends, for y'all who came over to my house, y'all knew how that girl looked. So y'all know how disturbed I was when this happened. But I'm in my room, and y'all, I kid y'all not, she was in there moaning the whole night. The whole night. The whole night. And I don't care, because like, we grown, but baby, I got class in the morning. Like, you ain't in school, you work a full-time job, you grown as hell, talk about some, you happy, you staying here because you can't beat the price because furniture and light and water is included. Bitch, it's student housing. Duh. It's student apartments. Like, we're college kids. You're not. You shouldn't be here. So that in itself bothered me. I'm sorry I got off track. That in itself really bothered me, y'all. So yeah, you're grown, and this is what you choose to do with your time, ma'am. So I'm just sitting here like irritated. I had stayed up all night, y'all. Remember, it was like 6 in the morning, and the little short ass leprechaun dude she was with his bald ass head. Y'all, irritated. So yeah, that situation occurred, and I kind of just like, you know, at this point, fuck it, y'all. I went to this office. I was like, she kept me all night up moaning. I was like, and she also was touching my things. And I said, while I was small, it's the principle that you just don't go touch people's things. So y'all, when I did that, all of a sudden, y'all, she wanted to talk. She wanted to talk. She wants to talk, and I'm just confused because I'm just like, you didn't even text me. That's what it was. She didn't text me back. I don't think she texted me back. I'm just sitting here like, oh, now you want to talk because they on your ass. Okay. Okay, so boom, I come back from the leasing office. Oh, and they also told me that she's done this to her old roommates. So I guess like tried to take advantage, I guess, of her old roommates. That's what they told me. So I was just like, oh. So now I'm kind of like, I see why she's kind of upset and feels some type of way, because she's not used to being told no. She's not used to people speaking up for themselves. And if you know me, one thing you're not going to do is play with me. So yeah, I'm gonna speak up. I had to ask my dad first to make sure I wasn't being dramatic. I also said something regardless type of person I am. But I just had to ask my dad, like, to know, like, damn. To know in my head, I'm like, maybe I should have shut up or no. But it was nice to know that he was just like, no, yeah, go and say something. Because I was going to do that anyway. So yeah, so I come back to my apartment. I told my dad what he said, and oh y'all, she all of a sudden now she wanted to talk, because I guess they called her and addressed the situation with her. So that whole situation happened, and at that point then, you know, she kind of wanted to bring up everything. So I go in and she's like, yeah, I didn't appreciate you texting me telling me that we need to speak ASAP, like I have to, and da 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 da. And I was just like, and as for your friends, I'll buy you another one. I didn't think that was serious. In the trash can, how come you never take the trash out? Mind you, y'all, when I first moved in, she said that when her mini ass man friend comes over, that he would take out the trash, and she had a trash can, so she kind of just like, we could just, you know, pretty much share. So I'm like, okay. So he would come over frequently, and he would always take trash. Mind you, y'all, I haven't even been there a full month at that point, so she was being petty early. So I'm like, okay. So I was like, oh, well, that's fine. So I'm like, boom, this is my response to everything that she basically said. I was like, you know, well, that's, you know, she also said she was having a bad day. She didn't appreciate how I texted. That's kind of what she said. And so I was like, well, I don't really know how you expect me to know how your day went. It was a simple text. I don't know how that got misconstrued. I simply said we need to talk. Second of all, about my ranch, I was like, and you know, I didn't mind you using it, but you should have asked first. I feel like you taking it, which is like me saying, yeah, I took it, and you know, thanks. And I was like, and you know, no, I said, if you want to touch my things, I said next time ask. I said, how would you feel? I said, would you feel some type of way if I went and on the fridge and got a box of your cereal and just opened it and started eating it and tell you, oh, I hope you don't mind, but I ate your cereal? And she said no. I said, yes you would, because it's your stuff. Like, y'all, I really think she was trying to do a girl me, because I was young, but I'm just like, baby, I'm young, but I'm a firecracker. You was not finna, no. So that and I was like, that's for the trash can, I could buy my own, it's not that serious. So that was that. She was mad, she was upset, but bitch, what can you do? You can't touch me, and you ain't my mama, and there's really nothing she could do. So that was that. Kind of, you know, she went her way, I went my way. That was that. And that was just one of the situations, y'all. Another situation, she used to leave her clothes, like, well, she had her clothes all on the couch, and I remember I took pictures of that too. And why she didn't do it like all the time, she had went on the trip. But I'm still like, you don't leave, you went out of town with your clothes all on the couch. Went out of town with your clothes all on the couch. Ma'am, you should have at least threw it on your floor in the room before you left. But for you to leave that there, trifling, nasty, disgusting, too old. So that was something I had also brought up at later on, because like I said, y'all, it was always some shit with this big ass girl. It was always something. Well, so yeah, and then it got to the point, y'all, we started getting naps. So I'm just like, so I tell her, like, hey, you know, can you kind of not like leave all your dishes in? Because she also used to leave her dishes in the sink, not wash her dishes. I'm talking about for days. And her excuse for that, y'all, was I work and I be tired. I'm sure your mother worked a job, and I'm sure she didn't leave her house like that every day. Well, she probably did, because that's probably where your trifling ass got it from. But my mama worked every day, and as a kid, we never had no nasty stuff like that going on in our house. So I just felt like that was an excuse. You're just nasty. If you're nasty, just say that. So yeah, I'm just in my head kind of like, I don't know what that got to do with you not taking care of your stuff at home. Like, you think you just leave stuff there? And I think she's on her off day, she do dishes or something like that. And again, I'm just sitting here like, That's not acceptable, no. And then y'all, she tried to tell me that the gnats weren't coming from that, the gnats were coming from old fruit. So you, either way, you know, and you're nasty, you're nasty, you're nasty. So at this point, y'all, I'm just like, GGG, got to go. I also do nails, y'all, and she said something about the smell. She was like, the smell's kind of strong. But y'all, mind you, she never said anything before. She only said that after the whole situation went down. Mind you, before that, I even asked, like, you cool with the smell? She's like, oh yeah, you good, da da da. And then after all that happened, y'all, all of a sudden she can't handle the smell, and it smells. I still kept doing nails because maybe you can't tell me what I can't do. I pay rent here just like your trifling nasty ass too. So I was just like, okay, and kept doing my nails. I was spraying like the door open to air it out, but I kept doing my nails because it's how it work. Like, what do you mean? So forget all the little tiny stories, because those are just a few little small stories that kind of made up into the big ball that kind of end up as a big ball of trouble, and somebody had to leave. So boom. So it was December, and I remember I had a Christmas party, and at the Christmas party, I had a few friends over. It was full. We had drinks. We was just chilling. You know, it was a good time. You know, Christmas party before everybody pretty much left for the holidays. Well, we came back because like we was in an apartment, so you know we was back and forth. But anyway, we had a little Christmas thing. Well, I had a little Christmas thing in my apartment. So at this point, it was after the point that we were kind of beefing, bitch, I don't know, but that was after that point. So she walked in, y'all. She didn't say nothing. The music was going. At this point, I think we sat on the floor, had the music going. We had an A and everything. We was just chilling, playing games at that point. So she walks in. She doesn't say anything, y'all. Goes in her room. Y'all, I kid y'all not, like, she walk back out and she leaves. So I'm like, 10 minutes later, y'all, the police come pull up, knocking on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody ran. Who the fuck? Anyway, so cop came in, basically just like, literally, y'all, turn the music down. Y'all good, just turn the music down. So I'm like, okay. So she came back in looking mad, and we all like laughed, bust out laughing when she came in. So I know that pissed her off even more, because it's just like, to us, we was 20, yeah, you know, 20. So she brought like these young ass little kids in here laughing at me. Yeah, because you're a goofy. You really thought they was gonna what, lock us up or something? You thought you ate that? They ain't do nothing. So cop left, and I'm gonna guess she called them back, because y'all, he came back like not even 10 minutes later and was like, all right, y'all have to turn the music down, or next time I come, I'm gonna have to write a warning because it's my 3rd time coming. And I was just like, yeah, y'all just, you know, everybody say shit like, yeah, all right, turn the music down. So we just ended up turning the music off because she was doing a smidge too much. So we had ended up turning the music off and cleaning up. I think we ended up just kind of like shutting it down. I think we ended up trying to just like fuck this at this point. Like, we just turned the music off for a while. Then we chilled. Then we kind of just shut it down. But yeah, she called the cops. So I'm just like, oh, okay, bet. So boom. While she was gone, because let me see. Yeah, she ended up leaving for work, and actually this happened first, y'all, and this is why I guess the beef started. This is it. So I think it was October through November, a time through October, November, I can't remember right now, but I do know it was the end of the year, and she ended up leaving for work. So she went on time for work, y'all. She was not there for like a month, but y'all, I was hearing somebody, I heard a male, a deep voice talking, and like I'm hearing people talk, I'm hearing the TV. I'm like, yo, what's going on, y'all? So one day, I was laying in the bed, and y'all, the person knocked on my door. I'm talking about on my room door. I was like, and can't watch TV because, man, it's after 12. What the hell is you knocking on my goddamn door for? And you don't even stay here. Come to find out, y'all, she had one of her friends staying in her apartment, but I too much didn't appreciate that because I pay rent just like you do. I can't recall her saying something. She said someone would be checking on the apartment. Now, she told me this before. I guess she told me this ahead of time. She was just like, yeah, some of her roommate, her friend, checks on her apartment. Now from time, I'm thinking like, you don't have an apartment, but we do, and she don't need to check on nothing if I'm there. Like, nobody's going to your room for show that, and yeah. So I'm just like, whatever. So that's when I was like, oh, that's what it was. So mind you, y'all, this person has been staying here. I mean, like, staying here. And as a matter of fact, when I was my friend had came over, the person actually came and knocked on the door, y'all, while we was in there. And I'm just sitting there like, what the hell? Of course we did not open the door, because I'm just like, no, she not getting here. Because I think they what did they do, reprogram the locks or put a lock on the door, because I went there and I was like, no, like, somebody else is in there. It's not my roommate. She's not there. Somebody's been there for some days and they knocked on my door last night, and I don't feel comfortable, and I'm paying rent, and this ain't it. This ain't safe. I did not know who the person was, never seen their face. I don't know nothing about this person, but you got them sitting here, staying here, watching your apartment every so often. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. So the lease officer was like, do what? Basically, like, in a long story, in a nutshell, they was like, do what? Oh no, change the locks. Okay, cool. That's when she came knock on the door. So then I guess she ended up going up there and saying that her name was my roommate's name, and we're gonna call her Well. So she was just like, basically she was, I guess she told the people at the desk assistants, I'm Well, I need to get into an apartment, da 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 da, you know, I need to pick up my key, I'll change the locks, because they called her and told her she would have to come get the locks. So they called Well and told Well she would have to pick the locks up, because at least the leasing office manager, well, co-manager, she was really handling everything. She was telling me, you know, keeping me updated, so you know I know what's going on. So I'm like, okay. So she's like, yeah, I called her and told her she would have to come get the key, da 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 da. I'm like, okay, boom, cool. Y'all, person walked in there, I hear me again. I'm like, what the hell? So I emailed her, I'm like, y'all, I hear the person again. So she's like, oh, they must have gave her the key thinking that she was Well and da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, they changed the locks again and told Well again, ma'am, you cannot do that. And basically I think they kind of was like, you know, if you do it again, like, you know, it was some shit. And she was just like, okay. Like, all right. So, and I guess the girl never came. Like, I didn't hear the girl stand over there again. But like I said, after that, the Christmas incident happened, and she was upset. Actually, all night, I actually did speak with the girlfriend, Woodwell's friend, and I kind of did. She was like, yeah, I'll be here for a while, I'll be in and out, and I'm just saying, like, just, yeah, y'all, she's talking about the getaway. The lady said she was at a getaway, I think, from her kids, and I'm just like, get away at your own shit, ma'am. I don't want you in my business either. I don't want you bothering me. Now you bothering me. Now you being weird to me. Why you now you bothering me? You in my space. So I'm just like, I just don't get why she like, damn, what? Like, y'all are all, honestly, in my eyes, too old to be doing this. Like what y'all doing? But whatever. So yeah, that's my story time, y'all, on my crazy roommate. Not to get to the final part, the ending. So all that had ended up happening, y'all, and the Christmas party, you know, all that. So boom, fast forward. Now this is the actual grand finale, like, as in that day when all this went on. After that day, yeah. Anyways, it was a day my friend came over. We gonna call my friend AJ. My friend AJ came over, and me and her was just in the room getting dressed. As a matter of fact, about to go to the gym. But earlier that day, another situation had occurred, because my roommate, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, y'all, crazy bitch ended up putting cameras in the apartment, in the common area. And mind you, I would be like, you know, I'm in my apartment, so sometimes I walk out in a big t-shirt. Like, I'm not expecting you to have no camera out there. But basically, she I walked out one day, and I walked in the house, I think, and I looked and I seen a light, and I just started laughing. I was like, she put up a camera. So I took a picture of it, and I told my daddy. Of course, y'all can't tell right now, that's my right hand. But I told my daddy, I'm like, she put a camera in. My dad like, oh, she put a camera there. He like, I'll stick my middle finger up every time I pass it. And I was like, you know what, I am. And he was like, she want a show, shit, give her a show. Shit. Evil twin. I gave her a show, y'all. So every time I walk by the camera, I would stick my middle finger up at it. Every time I walk by the camera, I would stick my middle finger up at it. Yeah, I would stick my middle finger up at it. Because, ma'am, what you thought you was doing when you, what do you, like, I really don't get her her thinking process. Like, how did you think that was okay for you to put a camera in an apartment that you share in the common area? At there, I could see it was in her room, but she put the camera, y'all, in the common area. And boom, so okay. So she put the camera out there, and when she put the camera there, it was just kind of like one of them weird ass things, like weird. But one day in particular, she decides to say something on the camera. She said, you don't have to roll your eyes at me. You can do it to my face or something like that. And I was washing my wig in the kitchen sink. I looked at the camera. I looked back, kept washing my wig. Stood my middle finger up as I went back to my room and kept doing what I was doing. Later on that night, like I said, my friend AJ came over, and me and AJ was just, we was actually going to go to the gym. We was chilling. And then AJ ended up leaving and going to get dressed. And then, because we stayed in the same apartment complex, like literally the same building. She's on the right side of the building. I'm on this side of the building. She's on that side. So she just went over to get dressed and came back. Between that time she left and came back, Well came back. So Well's like, I heard the door open, and then I'm like, so as soon as she came in, I opened the door, and I'm like, I opened the door, and I was like, yeah, what was that you said on the camera earlier? And she's like, I said you don't have to roll your eyes at me. You have to roll your eyes at my camera. You can do it at me. Da, 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 da. I'm like, well, you're not there, so I'm doing it at your camera, like. And then she's like, well, I just feel like that's petty. You didn't have to do, you don't have to do that every time you roll my camera. Da, da, da. I said, well, you put it there. You want to show, you got to show. So y'all, I'm very nonchalant acting. So I think that was also pissing her off even more, because she was really getting upset, like walking close to me, and I was just standing there like, ma'am, you met your match, because you're not scaring me, or you're not scaring me. So it was really just one of the things I was just like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, what the fuck you get close to me for? You ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm just sitting here like, okay. So then she goes, and at this point now, y'all, she mad, man. She beat me. I'm like, what? I'm like, we're the same age, and we're on the same level. She's like, no, honey, we're not on the same level. We're not. I said, yes, we do. What do you have that I don't have? I was like, I got a car, paid for it. We stayed in the apartment. I said, I'm 20, you 25. What we got? I said, what you got that I ain't got? I said, what you got that I ain't got? So then she mad, y'all. She's talking junk. She's talking junk, y'all. She's talking trash now, daddy. I mean, not daddy. I'm talking like I was telling my daddy. This is how I was telling my daddy, y'all. But she's talking trash, and I'm just like, whatever. You said you what?
Look, this conversation is over. I don't have time for chaps. You are a child.
Well, when you stay with chaps, and when you have a 20-year-old for a roommate, and you're like, what, 29? That's what you have to deal with. I'm a child, and we're on the same level, and that should make you sit back and look at things. We definitely are.
We are not on the same
We definitely are.
No, we are not.
What don't you have that I own my own car? I pay my own rent. You act like a child. You act like a damn child. But it's okay, because I'll be mad if I was 30 staying here too. So I call my daddy. I'm like, yeah, she's talking trash. Now I asked what she said over the camera. He like, So then he was like, she said she was, what? And I can't remember what he said. He was like, put on the phone. Because at this point, my dad was trying to diffuse the situation. He was really trying to diffuse the situation, because me and my daddy are the same, but being that he's older, he, you know, he has more cool, level-headed, you know, he's more level-headed now, and he's level-headed. So, you know, I'm like, yeah, so he like, let me put on the phone. So I put the phone on the speaker, and I go over there. I'm like, here she go. And so he was like, I'm like, oh, she wanna get the phone. He was like, that's fine, her big fat ass ain't gotta get the phone. And so now my dad's like a trash, because, ma'am, like, you doing the most, mind you now, you pretty much in the wrong. You starting shit. And okay, y'all, I'm back. My camera had died, but yes, my dad was trying to like just de-escalate the situation, and like I said, she was just like, ignore. I'm like, yeah, she didn't get the phone. So he's like, yeah, tell her fat ass she ain't got to get the phone. So he's talking shit, and so I just took the phone back in my room. And that was it. So boom, that was that. Left that alone. Did my friend come back, y'all? AJ came back, but AJ, like I said, we were about to go to the gym. So AJ came back, and you know, I'm dressed, ready to go. And my friend was there, and she walked in. So when my friend walked in, I was like, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, don't flick your middle finger up at the camera. She might get mad. I was being petty because she was like, if she went in the kitchen, I remember she was like coming in, but she heard me. I think she said she was in the kitchen because she was making spaghetti. I remember the fat bitch cooking, but spaghetti. So I'm like, yeah, don't put your middle finger up. She gonna get mad. In my petty voice. And she was like, oh. And then my homegirl stuck her middle finger up, and then she stuck hers up, and I stuck mine up, and we went to the room like, bitch, look, we got fingers too. So we like that, and went to the room. So then she's on the phone now. She's talking to John. She like, yeah. No, I guess she starts talking to her homegirl. She like, yeah, she got her daddy. I mean, she got her daddy on the phone. I got a daddy too. I got a daddy too. Bitch, grow up. Then she's like, and she brought her friend over here. I don't care. Mind you, bitch, we're finna go to the gym. Nobody worry about you. Ain't nobody scared. I'm TikTok for myself. I don't give a damn.
I myself all the time. I don't need no groupies around me.
Groupies, bitch. Who are you? Nobody know your ass. This bitch said groupies. What about? And I was arguing with you before she came. I don't need an audience. I don't need a show.
You can have a child. You want.
Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, Grandma.
You welcome.
Yeah.
You welcome.
Yeah.
Don't mind your manners, child.
You said what? I ain't mind a shit when you in the same spot as me, baby. You just make sure you pay your rent on time and keep your damn job. How about that? Ooh. And pluck a part in that fucking ass wig. And pluck a part in that wig. You said what?
Let me know.
You said what?
Like I said, you trying to do this back and forth. Ain't nobody waiting on that girl. Like, what you really want to do?
What are you initiating though? What are you initiating?
Really? Like I said, you ain't bodyguard. Go ahead.
What are you initiating? So ghetto. Maybe that's why you at where you at in life now. So she's talking trash, like I said, y'all. And at this point, she said something about my friend that was offensive. So my friend, of course, said something bad, like, and so then not my friend recording, because at this point, we know how petty the girl is, because, like, you know, she got her camera rolling. So if anything happened, she might try to pull it. Well, I recorded everything. So I'm like, nah, we finna record everything. Because I asked her when she came, I said, well, did you hear what I said back to the camera when I initially asked her, what did she say? She was like, no. So that right there told me that camera ain't got no sound. So I'm like, nah, if anything happened, we need to have our own stuff. And we got phones to record on with sound. So my homegirl was recording. And, you know, it was kind of going back and forth for a minute. Because, like, not a minute, but a little minute. Like, she would say something in my room. My homegirl would say something back. And then it was just like that. And then we just, long story short, boom, it's all. We like, whatever. Good job, but we in the same predicament in life. You should be upset. You should be upset. And you're an overgrown ass woman. And you're an overgrown ass woman. And you're an overgrown ass woman.
This is ridiculous.
But just hush. Just hush. Just hush.
You can record all you want to.
The hell you mean?
Recording the whole time. So that's nothing.
Who cares?
Right.
Who cares?
Right.
But you showed that
What you want to do?
you're being the aggressor. You're definitely being the aggressor. So like I said, you'll be. So we end up going to the gym. We come back to the gym, y'all. We walked into a whole, what's that thing called? Ambush. I walked to a whole ambush. We walk in and whatever. So I was making a salad. So I'm making the shrimp. She walk out the room, walk out the apartment, and then she come back in. When she come back in with dingy 1 and dingy 2. So I'm just sitting here looking like, oh, my shoes. I heard her saying something about her sister who just got out of jail or something that day, and that was one of the dingies who came in. So I'm just sitting here like, I'm faced because all fails, bitch. Do she want to go back tonight? Fuck. So I'm just sitting there like, whatever. So boom, they walk in, and so me and my homegirl, we just look at each other, keep doing what we doing. So it was the skinny one who looked dirty and musty and stank, and then it was the big one who looked like a mama, because she got upset when my friend said, and her mama here, and she's like, I'm her sister. So yeah, she bought the rejects to try to help her, and that shit did not work. So boom, came back, and so I'm just like, okay. So we cooking. So at this point, I'm at people, and so my homegirl, I was like, I told her to go get the taser. Go get my taser real quick. So she go in the room, she got a taser, she come back out, she sit down, she put it on the counter. So we just sitting there. So at this point, somebody said something about the taser or something, like, we don't care. I think it was a little dingy, skinny little sister, the one who like the crackhead, the skinny one. I think that was her. But yeah, she was like, we don't care about no tasers. Then she like, Then she went out to get her gun out the car, y'all. So I'm sitting there like, okay. So me and my friend finished up cooking our food and with the shrimp, and then we had went to my room. Cause at this point I ain't even get the salad mix and all other shit. It was one of the things like, oh, you wanna play? I got you. We calling people? I got you. So got in my room. So I was just like, Daddy, she got apparently she got a gun, and she got you know, she got people up here, you know, she claimed her sister just got out of jail, you know, just like you know what's going on. So if anything happened, you know like you know the severity, not severity, but you know everything surrounding the situation, because you know people love to lie. So like I said, I was keeping my daddy updated, so my daddy know everything that's going on. So if anything happened, it's like no, because my daughter did call me when this happened and she said da da da. So I was keeping somebody with a level head updated. So I'm like, yeah, you know, he got a gun, you know, I mean, she got a gun, you know, sisters out there, you know, it's us, da, da, da. So my daddy basically was just like, you know what, just chill out. I'm called, what do I call my, because it's my dad's older cousin, or friends, but you know, older cousin, or cousin. What do we gonna call him, we just gonna call him Treg. So, my cousin Treg came, and he was like, I'm called Treg, don't worry about it, just you know, just stay in your room, just chill, kind of like a be chill, don't do the most type thing. So boom. But when my mom found out, I guess my mom was in here too, and well, in the house, around there, cause they was watching TV while I called them. So yeah, but I called my dad and I was like, you know, so yeah, my mom heard guns and she was just like, what? So y'all, my mom called the cops. She called the cops. So we sitting in the room. I'm just like, But y'all keep in mind, did I know she called the cops? I can't remember. Cause I just remember somebody knocking on the door, and I'm thinking it's my cousin Treg. So I walk to the door, I open, it's cops. I'm like, who called the cops? I'm like, it wasn't who I thought was supposed to be on the other end of that door. So I'm like, cops is like, you know, of course they, you know, ask, you know, kind of what's going on and things. So boom, soon as the cops come, y'all, and I step out to talk to them, my cousin Treg walking up the steps. I'm like, perfect timing, perfect timing. So I step out to talk to her, and then Wales stepped out to talk to the other cop. And basically, you know, they asked us what was going on. And so we told them, you know, what the situation, you know, basically what I just told y'all happened in the house. And so he was like, okay. Then y'all, keep in mind, y'all gotta keep track. That's why I told y'all all of this stuff, so y'all can bring it back full circle. So she tells us, yeah, and I had to call the cops in December because she was having like a party in here, and how people, it was not more than 10 people up in that damn house. I mean, that damn apartment, y'all, including her big sloppy ass. It was not more than 10 people, including all us up in there. So I'm just like, what you doing the most for? Like, you trying to make like I'm a bad person? No. So anyway, though, all that happened, and speaking that, it was my mom who called the cops. Thank God she did, because it gave us a little bit of leverage in this situation, because but my mom hated it. So they didn't do a police report then. They didn't do none of that. So that was that. And the cop was like, oh yeah, y'all, pause. So say something about the gun. This bitch talking about, I gotta go try to come out this one. I gotta go put my charger in the car. The charger's in your hand. I mean, get her charger out the car. The charger that's in your hand, ma'am, get your dumb ass back in the house. So the cop was like, you gotta go back in the house. So she went back in there. They didn't search the house, so I don't really know if the girl actually had a gun or not, because they didn't search anything. But the cop was basically like, you know, okay, well, you know, you should, I suggest I'll leave for the night. Basically was like I shouldn't stay there, because you know they would know where I stay, obviously, and you know, to go stay somewhere. So I'm just like, whatever. So I went to my stay on my at AJ's apartment, and that was that. Y'all stayed at AJ's apartment, and my cousin, they got tired telling my cousin Trey, you gotta leave, you know, you gotta leave. He was like, my cousin called me and told me to come up here and check on his daughter. I'm not leaving until she gone, until she's safe. So respect for him for that, because you know cops they be doing the most. But went up to my homegirl house. I stayed over there for the night. The next day, my daddy did not play about me, period. He came down there the next day, and he literally, we had to go down to the police office and talk to them. We told them about the told them about everything that had pretty much transpired, and they kind of just like, because y'all let that build up, y'all let all that build up, y'all could have got that done anytime, but y'all kept letting that build up. So why y'all acting so confused that the cops and had to get called and this happened and gun, like why are y'all so confused? Y'all knew who y'all was dealing with. Y'all told me I had this problem with other people with her, so why y'all acting so confused? So yeah, we talked to them, and they basically was like, you know, you can move into another apartment free of charge. And honestly, y'all, being in college, I'm gonna tell you my mindset. I was like, yeah, I was like, dang. I said, yeah, homecoming, like, I think it was in 2 weeks. I was like, homecoming in 2 weeks. I don't really, I was like, for one, I was there, and I was like, and I don't feel like doing that. And I was like, I'm trying to have fun. And I didn't move just because of homecoming, but I'm thinking of all this, like, I can't really do shit because your ass gonna be trying to ruin everything, not ruin everything, but trying to sabotage. And I'm just like, it's homecoming. And if you're in college, you know how lit homecoming is. Like, homecoming is just lit. So I'm like, it's homecoming. I ain't got time for all this. So I was like, yeah. I was like, oh, my dad's like, I'll go. He was like, sure. I was like, I'll go. I'll look at it first to make sure I like the apartment, and if so, I'll go. So I ended up going to the apartment, and it actually wasn't bad, y'all. It wasn't bad. Mind you, I was thinking like, okay, it's temporary. It's just from January, literally January to August. That's it. And I moved again because I initially was me and my friend AJ, we had already signed up to be roommates for our following year, senior year. So I was supposed to move anyway then, but I didn't have to move again in the middle of my lease because of that the well. So yeah, but so I guess I got the good end of the stick at the end. But y'all, I moved to another room, and I had even more problems. Not even more problems like that, but more so nastiness. Like, y'all. And I'm like, probably like, oh, one roommate. Okay. 2 roommates. Maybe it's you. But y'all, it's not me. Because me and my third roommate, me and AJ was perfect. Real good. My roommates I had while I stayed in a dorm, which is way more intimate than an apartment. We were good. Perfect. We were good. Now, I have problems with these 2 people. 2 people. It ain't me. It's just you and you. Who? And honestly, y'all, if we could talk about which situation was worse, I might have to say it might be the second one. Only because, well, I don't know, because both situations, it was just like, well, I maybe say the first one was more, I guess, because it was way more people involved, and it was way extra more BS that was going on. So I don't know, I guess it'll be that. But either or, I just felt like, dang, like my first 2 roommates, I kind of didn't like it. And yeah, but I'll get into that on part 2. That wasn't my fault either, y'all, and I promise y'all it wasn't, because I'm the type of person, I will ask my friends, and I have the type of friends to be honest with me, like, girl, you know good and well you shouldn't have did that. You kind of doing the most. You know how you can be sometimes. But every situation I told them about that roommate and that roommate, they both was like, I mean, not both, but the people the friends, I was like, am I tripping or am I wrong? Or, like, tell me it and tell me wrong. And I was like, no, bitch, they kind of nasty. That's nasty. Like, that's nasty. And honestly, both my roommates, we kind of clashed because they were nasty. And I'm not OCD, but I'm borderline. I'm a clean person. I don't like junk. I don't like clutter. I just feel like, no. Like, I'm gonna give y'all one example, and y'all tell me was I wrong of the you know what? No, I'm not gonna get into it. Y'all just go see in the next video. Hope y'all like this video. Like, comment, subscribe, turn your notifications on so y'all can see it every time I post. And I hope y'all like this video.